Denver is our puppy dog type horse. My goodness.
So this is how we do it. Haul it. Bucket water for everybody. So, now we gotta feed the pigs. One thing I've learned with pigs is that it doesn't matter how much you feed them, they're always starving hungry. Pretty much, unless they have everything they want. So, you just gotta learn how much to give everybody so they hold their shape and grow and whatever you need to do. Pigs will about abandon the first dish just to go to the last one because they like to go where everybody else is. See that? That dish is full and this one only has a few left.
Tuesday, everyone. I am up here at the homestead, and I think today for this week's video we are going to introduce everybody to all of our different animals here on the homestead. We finally have everybody here on the property. They've all been scattered all over the place with different family members and stuff like that since we moved in November, but we finally have everybody rounded up now and on the homestead. So I think it would be fun to introduce you all to all the animals that we have, just because I know it's been a little bit confusing with the animals that we've brought onto the property over the course of several weeks and all of that. So let's go meet all the four-legged friends around here. Of course, we need to start with the backbone of every homestead, and this would be Buck. He is a Anatolian Great Pyrenees cross. He is a livestock guardian dog, and he does his job very well. I think he's 8 years old, if I have that right. And he has lived his entire life outdoors because that is what he prefers. He does not enjoy being inside at all. He enjoys being outside, watching over everyone, and he does a phenomenal job. So he is very laid back. You will not see a whole lot of activity or action out of this guy. You're going to mostly see him napping and just hanging out because he works at night and he takes his rest time during the day. Come on, Arlo! dog. Next we have Arlo, and he is an English Shepherd, purebred English Shepherd dog. He is about 1.5 years old, and we added him to the farm last February. So he has been with us since a puppy. Buck has also been with us since a puppy. He is the funnest dog. He is literally the best puppy I've ever had. But yes, he's definitely a bit more rambunctious than Buck, but he's a very, very good dog. He went with us to Arizona and was just amazing. Everybody was so impressed with him for how young he is and how well behaved he is. And yeah, we love him. Good. The kids are extremely happy that we got the trampoline set up for them. So there is much loud fun happening. Ago, you saw that we brought home our 3 East Frisian sheep. The far one on the end, that one is Emmy, and then we have Molly and Maggie. Molly and Maggie are the 2 original sheep that we got about 1 year ago, and then Emmy is the daughter of, I believe it's Maggie. So now a lot of people have goats on their homesteads, and you might be wondering why we have sheep instead. First off, we don't prefer the flavor of goat's milk. Goat's milk is really picky as far as having to cool it right away, and what the goat eats, and just cleanliness, and all of that plays a role. And goat milk very, very quickly can get a flavor to it. Beyond that, goats can also be kind of challenging to keep in. They tend to climb up on stuff, and they like to jump and climb and be all over top of stuff, and we just don't prefer them. So we decided to give sheep a try, and we have absolutely loved our sheep milk. We had not had a chance to try it before we got these sheep. We kind of got them going in blind, and once they lambed, we were so happy with the quality and the flavor of their milk. Now, they don't milk nearly as much as a goat will. Out of the 2 mamas, we were getting about 1/2 gallon a day, so about 1 quart per milking. But that definitely is a downside. This year, Emmy will be having a lamb as well. She is bred as well. So we will have 3 milk sheep this year. I pointed to Maggie. Right there is Emmy. So having 3 milk sheep this year will be really fantastic, just to have that little bit more of milk. We had just enough to supply our family with the 2 sheep last year. So I'm hoping with a 3rd one that we will be able to have a little bit extra to play with, make cheese with, make ice cream, and some of that. So the other thing with sheep, or this type of sheep in particular, is they need to be shorn, and we will be doing that before they lamb. They're due to be shorn, so we will probably be doing it fairly soon, as long as we know that the weather will hold. And that also helps with being able to keep the milk clean while milking them and all of that. So they will all be getting a nice haircut in the next few weeks, probably. So this year, these sheep are not bred to like a milking type of sheep. We weren't able to find a ram that was the East Frisian breed, or a milking type of breed. So they are just bred to a random ram this year. And the lambs that they give us will probably go for meat. We will share the lambs and the lambing process and all of that, but you won't see us naming them necessarily or getting very attached to them, because their purpose will be for meat in our freezer. then of course we need to introduce our pigs. You saw that these were the first of our animals that we brought onto the property. And these 3 right here are boars. And then these 4 are our sows. And all these cute little youngsters are the babies from last fall's litters. Now, probably quite a few of you are wondering what breed these pigs are, because they obviously don't look like your typical pig. And that's because they are Mangalitsa pigs. They originate out of Hungary, and they are an extremely old breed. So they would be considered a lard hog. They do produce a lot of fat, but their meat is actually very, very high quality, one of the highest quality meats in the world, and just an absolutely delicious pork. Now, this breed of pig does take about twice as long to raise as your conventional pigs. These pigs will not reach a butcher weight until 18 to 24 months. So, for example, these piglets were born in December, I believe, and they're now reaching about the 80-pound mark. We will keep a handful of these piglets to raise for our own consumption, but we will be selling the majority of these young pigs. Now, currently these sows are not bred, but within the next few weeks, we will be putting the sows and the boars together. Nevin knows the genetics and lineages of all of these breeder pigs, so he will be choosing the correct boar and the correct sows to go together. And as I mentioned earlier with the sheep, we don't name our animals that are intended for our own consumption. So these pigs do not have names. They're considered the sows and the boars and the piglets. And we can't have a video talking about all of our animals without discussing our chickens. So right now we have a flock of about 30 laying hens with a few roosters. And the breeds that we have in our flock right now are the dark Cornish. These are the black ones with the little bit lighter brown spots on them. And then we have the black Australope. These are our fairly young hens and the majority of our flock. We have just a couple of these well summer chickens, and they lay really pretty eggs. And then we have some white laced red Cornish. And of course, there's always a few mixed ones here and there just from chicks that the hens have hatched out on their own over the years. But overall, that's the majority of our flock. Also, it's worth mentioning that this dilapidated little hen house is not their actual hen house. We do have a nicer, larger hen house that we need to move on the property yet. So last but certainly not least are our 4 horses. I know I have introduced them in passing, but we will do official introductions today. She's wanting to hang out. This is Nikita. She is a 8-year-old Arabian quarter horse cross. She is who our kids ride. And she is just a great personality for the kids. And she's just spicy enough to keep them on their toes, but very kind. We have Bo, and Bo is a 14-year-old gelding. He is a Appaloosa bred quarter horse. We do ride him somewhat, but he's kind of a work in progress. He had a late start being handled in life, and he just has some quirks that we're still working on. So this is Denver. Denver is our puppy dog type horse. My goodness. He is a very, very sweet boy. So Denver is a 5-year-old gelding, and we have actually had him since a little teeny tiny baby. He was born on our old homestead, and his mama is Nikita, who you met earlier. And he just this year is starting to get some more serious saddle work. And yeah, he's coming along really nice. And we have our big boy, Rue. He is an American Mustang, and he is about 7 years old this year. And he has been under saddle for about 3 years. and he's becoming really solid, and I really enjoy riding him in the mountains. That covers about everyone. I wanted to do this video because I know that getting all of our animals here on the property has been kind of a drawn out process, and some have shown up and we never documented it and all of that. But it feels really good to have everybody here on the property. Now, all that's left to do is to keep working on housing for them and for us. But don't worry, we will take you guys along as we do all of that. As you can see behind me, there is some more sod being scraped, and you can see some little orange cones back there. So in the next video, we will be explaining why we have not started on a house yet. So make sure and tune back in next week to find out what that is all about. Thanks you guys for coming along this week, and we will see you in the next one.